Hello and welcome to another episode of Technology Watch, brought to you courtesy of our sponsor Connection 2, a specialist in B2B demand generation for the IT industry. My name is Rene Simone, and I will be your host for today's program, which focuses on the very successful social on-demand product from UK-based software company Pure Channel Apps. Earlier this week, I was invited to attend a social media for channel marketing webinar with guest speaker Celine Astre, Global Senior Partner Program Manager with Acronis, which has rolled out social on demand. I started by asking her about her company.
So Acronis is a global provider of backup, disaster recovery, and data protection software for physical, virtual, and cloud environments. What does it mean? It means that we create and sell solutions that are there to protect the most precious asset of companies nowadays, which is their data. You know, in case a server goes down or one of your employees loses or breaks a PC or a smartphone, then our solution can, enable you to back up all this precious data before it gets stolen or lost. So we are a true global player. We've got 18 offices around the world, and we are a 10 years old company. More than 175,000 business customers. We focus on B2B. And in terms of partner, we sell at least 95% through the channel, and we've got a channel network of more than 25,000 partners signed up into our partner program.
How did you approach your partner community with social media and using the social on-demand cloud-based product?
So we do a couple twice a year. We do partner surveys, globally around the world, and we ask questions, to check out if the partners are satisfied, do they appreciate the benefits we offer them, can they find everything they need, is it easy to do business with us, this type of thing. And earlier this year, we started to ask questions about social media because it's a big buzz, everybody wants to be active in social media. So we wanted to ask them, were they active, and like everybody else, starting to wonder how could we leverage, social media and channel. So most of them answered, yeah, we're really excited and we wish we could do some social media, but we have no time or no resources, we don't know where to start, and this is not a priority. So obviously we started to wonder, how could we help them? How can we make this easier for them and enable them to do that? So we were thinking, okay, we should create an how-to guide, this type of thing. So we started a trial in Q4 2011, which was a pilot for UK. And that was pretty successful. So we decided to, take this on and offer this as a benefit in our partner program. Once you start to see the results, you're just encouraged to go further. So today at this platform, if you want to try it, you can offer it in so many languages. We currently offer 3.
And social on demand is now a benefit for your partner program?
Acronis launched a new partner program about a year and a half ago, and as we wanted to have a clear partner program with clear benefits, truly valuable content on partner portal, all of this that many people on the call probably have the same objective. So when you're running a partner program globally, you always look for new benefits or new way to engage your partners, or to get their trust or their interest or their loyalty. So when I found out about social on demand, I thought, okay, if this works, this could be a great new benefit for the partner program. It's new, it's innovative and engaging.
What are the main attractions for you of the Pure Channel Apps product?
When you do marketing and channel marketing, you have to tick several boxes or find ways to engage your partners and activate them. So everybody or most marketing people on the call, you have to do plans, etc. And such a tool, has many functions and helps you, achieve many things. So it's an engagement tool for the partners. It's also a marketing through tool because you have content and you market through your channel to the end user. And for us, since we were pretty early in the process and this is integrated in the partner program, it's also, for me, it's a differentiator. I want my brand to be different. I want to get preference from the resellers by offering such innovative tool that resellers appreciate. So it's also a competitive advantage.
Would you explain your how it works graph, please?
This graph really tells you everything. So we create the content. So content is a big word, but in reality it's not big. All you have to do is to create a post in the shape of a tweet line. So it's 143 characters, and you integrate a link into it. And that's how you send partners to the content that you want them to go, or you send their end users to the content that you decide. So we create the post. Through the system, we send it to the partners. They receive a notification, an email saying, this week you've got this, and that post available if you're interested in relaying that. They go in, they are free to use or not use the post. They can even amend or change some of it or personalize it before reusing. And then they click a couple of boxes and they decide on which of their social media accounts they want to send this post to. It could be Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Viadeo, Zing. Doesn't have to be a blog, but even if they only have a LinkedIn account, this is sufficient. And then because they are connected to all to a larger community through all of those accounts, once they post our content or our post, their community gets to read and click on the links that we created.
Welcome back. You're with Rene Simone, and this is Technology Watch, highlighting social on demand from Pure Channel apps. Celine Astre at Acronis has given a great insight on how they got started with their channel social media strategy. I followed up by asking, what do the partners get out of the deal?
Yeah. So how is this beneficial for the partners? Because that's how you have to think when you do, channel marketing. If you want to be successful, that's nothing new. You have to think, in their way. What do they get? It allows partners to be active in social media and increase their revenue. Why do we say that? How can this increase their revenue? Well, you get the answer in the quote at the bottom. By being active in social media, they can help people in their community make IT-related decisions, which in turn will send more business their way. Okay, so that's the idea. So it's good for them because we answer, there were like roadblocks. Why aren't they doing it? Because they don't have the time, they don't know where to find it, etc. So here we give ready-to-relay posts. It's industry news, key reports, Acronis news, different types that they can choose depending on their own interests. We send this frequently, so they don't have to, wonder a couple of days later, oh, I should do this again, oh, I forgot. No, every week or whenever the vendor decides, they get posts that they can relay. And it's so easy, in a couple of clicks it's done, that, there was also this, the time was slowing them down. No one has the time to do, we have so many things to do. So thanks to this tool, we optimize the time they spend on social media. And finally, but it's not the last one, which is more, more on the ego side from a partner perspective, it positions them as thought leaders. So suddenly, by using this tool, every week, every 2 days, whenever, they have posts, they become active in social media. So their community sees that, oh, suddenly, this person is pretty knowledgeable. Oh, they're following the industry pretty closely. Oh, they recommend this product. So it really helps, them in terms of image and they appear as thought leaders. When you create the post, you really you need to have the right mindset, because you're not creating the post, as Acronis, as your brand. You're creating the post or the message. It should come from the reseller. So you have to put yourself in the shoes of the reseller, how they would say things, how they would send people to, this type of content. And the brand will be there, but the reseller or the distributor is recommending you. So in terms of the content strategy, we tend to do a mix of industry news. So they, thanks to this, they become aware of the latest trends and the latest reports, etc. And they show to their community that they are aware of that. And secondly, of course, we create posts that are more around our brands and products, pushing our brands or trials or reports that we would have created and things like that. So we do a mix. The main benefit in terms of content and message is that it's consistent. The message and the content that you share is consistent. It's something that you control. The message that goes through the channel. Yes, they have the possibility to amend, the post and change it. Although, there are TNCs that says that it's not allowed to say, to turn it back to us and then say, negative things or whatever. But in reality, we see that pretty much no one changes the content because it's so easy and they don't have the time once again. So we control the message. We extend the social media reach. We access new accounts we would have no chance to access without this. Thanks to, you can imagine the network growing, like in circles. There is us in the middle, then the partners, and then the end users. For us, it increases the number of trusted advisors recommending our brands. As part of the partner program, I use this to gain mind share in partners and, like I said, brand preference. And a couple of things more on the internal side that, you might not think about first, but also, for us internally, it enables us also to work more closely with our PR and AR team because they create, they manage the content of the blogs, etc. And sometimes and they create also tweets, etc. So we leverage some of the content that they do, or we send our partners through the press releases that they create, etc. So it's also, internally create bridges between departments and or services. And finally, another benefit is that we at Acronis, the employees, are part of this. So we also use this personally. So our people in Acronis also, send the post and they become ambassadors of the brand towards a larger community than just, their colleagues or partners that they meet on a daily basis. So those are the...
Finally, Celine, what do you get from this program and what are the challenges?
What do we get from this program? So we've got a certain number of partners engaged in this program. That we offer in three languages, and so overall that gives us access to 600 partner social media accounts. Because some people have 2, 3, or maybe they have only one. But through those 600 social media accounts, that gives us an overall reach of 120,000 connections. So what have we done since we started? We've created around 250 posts, and these posts were relayed or retweeted more than 5,000 times, okay, by people that are not Acronis people, but that are recommending our brand or sending, the message that we picked to their community and market. And those 5,000 reposts or retweets were clicked on 50,000 times. So this is pretty successful. We could never. It would take so much effort and money and time, and I'm not sure it would be that effective to try to recruit directly 120,000 connections. To be friends with Acronis on LinkedIn or in Facebook or whatever. So with this you get instant access, and it's like PR. So this tool is very much in between PR and telemarketing, but it's like PR. What do you do through this? You are enabled to have people recommend your brand, which is the best, word of mouth. This is what works the best today. After the 70% online, the 30% that is left is probably, talk to your friends and colleagues and check, and your peers and check what they've done, in front of, this decision process. And then a couple of other types of benefits. For example, we had for beta trials, we used it to promote our beta trial, and it boosts, almost, it was multiplied by 3, the number of beta trials we had thanks to that. Because not only the resellers, realize, oh yeah, I want to take part in this beta trial, but also their friends and end users got in there as well. And finally, another benefit which I highlighted before is the fact that thanks to this, you also enable your own people to be more active in social media.
And the challenges?
Like many partner programs or activities you do through the channel, the reseller have to register for the activity. You cannot do that for them because they have to get on the platform and register their different social media accounts, agree on the TNCs, etc. So in terms of, the time it takes to enroll the partners, it's always slower when the reseller has to do at least one thing, which is register. So that's, any incentive or things like that is always, it's a usual challenge. But we're getting there. So then also it takes time to get your channel people internally to refer the program, because that's another way you can get more people on board, to get your channel people say, have you tried this? This is great, this is innovative, and it's going to help you, be active, etc. The content strategy, that's not a challenge because I think we're doing a good job, but just saying that for the people on the line, that you need to have some kind of a content strategy, but most of all, the people who create the posts, because I have people from PR, I have people from channel marketing or just marketing creating the posts. The person who creates the post really need to have to understand the situation. Okay, we're not Acronis. The post shouldn't be written in the voice of Acronis. You should put yourself in the shoes of the reseller. And some people, for some people it takes some time because they're not channel. And similarly, you have to talk about more general things and not just about Acronis products. And it's not a way to advertise promotions, especially on your website and things like that. You really have to keep in mind that this is about channel sales. And finally, measure the ROI, which is, always a big question. I mean, we get lots of, don't get me wrong, the tool is really well done in terms of, giving you thousands of reports and way to report on the success. But they're mainly PR metrics, so number of clicks, like we saw before, number of followers, normal social media metrics. It's difficult to tie this directly with, lead generation, but this is not a lead generation tool at this point. But I think that Pure Channels Apps is working on something in that direction to try to tie this in with lead generation.
Celine Astre of Acronis, thank you so much for joining us on this call.
Thank you.
Well, that's it from me. For more information, contact our sponsor via email at tsm@connection2.com or call the number on your screen. Thanks for watching. See you next time.